I want people to be able to talk about money. I mean, I just feel that people talk about all sorts of other things like, sex very freely, but they won't talk about their finances. And so they live in denial and then they don't fix their problems. So I just want to inspire people to let them know that you're not alone and that it's okay to talk about these things. My name's Nancy Trejos, and I'm a reporter for the Washington Post. And I just wrote a book called Hot Broke Messes, How to Have Your Latte and Drink It Too. Well, I was a personal finance writer for the Washington Post, and I was a complete financial mess, and I couldn't pay my rent, so I had to borrow money from my parents, and I just realized that I needed to fix myself. My parents are actually immigrants. My dad's from Colombia, my mom's from Ecuador, and they came to the US because they knew they could have better lives here, and they did. They moved to New York. They worked really hard. My dad worked in the hospital cafeteria. My mom cleaned offices and houses. And they were able to save their money, and they bought a house, and they were successful because they were frugal. They never bought anything that they didn't need, and all their money they spent on their children. I don't know what happened to me. I think I sort of, for some reason, I've talked to psychologists about this, and they say, sometimes children will follow in their parents' footsteps, they'll emulate them, and sometimes they'll completely rebel. So for some reason, I rebelled. And what happened was that I ended up going to Georgetown University, where a lot of students come from affluent families. I found myself just trying to keep up with them, keeping up with the Jane and Joe Hoya, as I call it. And I was able to get a credit card because any college student could. So I just got myself into debt. I mean, this book isn't just for the hot broke mess. It's not just for people who are on the verge of bankruptcy. I try to make sure that there was useful information in there that'll keep you from being a financial mess. And that includes retirement planning, that includes picking the right health insurance. That includes, if you need to buy a car, I have tips in there on how to, avoid getting a bad loan. I just think that people want to, find out how to build a good financial future, and I think my book could help them do that.